Section 2, we're going to change directions here a little bit, give you guys brains a little break from the seminar talk and all that. We'll get back into more of that this afternoon. We're going to dive.
We're good.
Okay. We're going to dive in. Obviously, you guys know this is Ed O'Keefe, who has, he's taught me so much stuff in marketing throughout the years over the last 15 or so. And I'm just lucky to have him as part of the Regen Profits team. And he's going to dive into ethical propaganda and really what we need to do in today's day and age and how people buy, how people search for stuff, study things, etc., so that this will create passive patience for you guys. So listen closely, take lots of notes. Ed.
All right, let's go, everybody. Let's give it up for Ed O'Keefe, everybody. We forgot that spot. All right, cool. How are we feeling?
Good.
Great. Okay, cool. So I'm Ed O'Keefe, and today we're going to go over ethical propaganda. Now, super excited. The biggest problem that I see working with, I'm really fortunate. I'm not going to tell you my full background because I have a pop quiz for you in a second. But really fortunate that I've been across many industries teaching how to get big cases, pre-qualified, pre-educated, ready to move forward with treatment. I think what Dr. Scot's doing with the workshop is literally the innovation that what used to work really well, it's like what is old is new again, but it's even better. It's kind of like creatine. They're saying it's good for your brain. So I was drinking half a bottle of creatine before I came down. So if my brain gets smarter as we go, it just means it's being absorbed right now, guys. So stay tuned, stay focused. Here we go. Okay, so our goal today is help great practices stop being invisible to the future best cases. Win the best cases that you want on your own terms, okay? So like last night you were talking about, Scott touched on a little bit, like a neuropathy patient versus a stem cell patient, a person who comes in with 30 appointments to get adjustments versus a stem cell patient. So if you can create your own rules and then build it the way you want, it's a worthy focus and goal. Fair? Yes? Okay, cool. So the problem, leads don't convert. This is what we hear. It doesn't matter what industry. Leads don't convert. Leads aren't quality. Inconsistent lead flow. That's actually probably the biggest one. And I'll talk about math in a second. Rapid changes and confusion. I mean, dude, you should be AI. You should be cloning yourself. You should be non-existent agentic AI tomorrow because you're competitive. I mean, all that stuff can confuse you, overwhelm you, stress you. And it's all vital, but it's all vital within its own priority and context, right? Not sure where to use those things, system leakages. And this is, I think, the biggest problem. Not the guy in the middle, the guy in the jail, right? And so most great experts are so invisible that people that you can help don't even know you exist. And you're like, well, what do you mean? I've been doing this 20 years, blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, my neighbors don't even know what I do for a living, right? Think about it. They're like, you're a volleyball coach, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I do because I love it. I don't do that to make money. Otherwise, I wouldn't be living in this neighborhood. I'd be living over there, with Sigma. Okay, so you can tell I'm around kids a lot. Anyhow, so really quick pop quiz to introduce myself. I'm one of 13 children in my family. So shout it out. What's your guess? Am I the second from the oldest, or am I the second from the youngest? Youngest. Anyone think I'm the oldest? Okay, good. Thanks, Jim. Way to go there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the second to the youngest. They went till perfection and then accidentally had a sister. I know, we got to get faster. I always make fun of, when I used to work with dentists full time, I made fun of them all morning long because they never laughed at any of my jokes. By afternoon, alcohol and bad humor started working, and they really found me funny. So you guys will get either quicker to the bad joke, or you'll just become more humorous to my bad jokes. This is my mom and my dad. They're both passed away, but they had 13 kids. Pretty amazing. A union electrician in Chicago, worked 50 years. In my household, a great work week was when Dad was able to work on the weekends for time and a half. Like he'd take us to Fox's, he'd get us our pizza and our fries, and me and my sister and my brother, whatever, we play video games, and he'd be at the bar with the guys. That's what they did. And I hear people ask them like, so how's work? Oh, it's really good. It's really busy, lots of overtime. So think about that. That's the culture I grew up in. I was the first to graduate college, got my nursing degree, and I just blew one of my pop quizzes. But all my brothers went right into the union. That's kind of what we were expected to do. And so, yeah, I broke that mold. So, question I get a lot when I tell people that I grew up in a family of 13 is, oh my God, what's going on? And then my wife and I, we have 7 kids, is the first question is, are you Catholic or Mormon, right? And so my question to you folks is, am I Catholic or Mormon?
Chicago Catholic.
Yeah, totally, Chicago Catholic. Yeah, I think I gave that away. I gotta do better with my jokes. This is horrible. Okay, yeah, St. Barnabas. So my first successful business was a dental marketing, coaching, and seminar business. Am I a dentist? No, hell no. Who would be a dentist? It's just, they're miserable. That's why I'm talking to you guys, not them today. Anyhow, false. That was a joke. Some of them are good. But no, I ran seminars, big ones, huge ones. Like you see Brian Tracy on my stage, and we have Cara. She created Mint Water, Jesse Itzler, Josh Alazeche. So I did that for 13, 14 years. The biggest thing in dentistry, which is so relatable to you, is that I found out that the best dentists to work with were dental implant dentists. Why? Because they can go after bigger cases. And in a minute, I'll talk a little bit about math. And Dan Kennedy used to have a phrase that was like, when he talks about the markets he wants to go after and how difficult he wants to make it, he's like, people want to go to the ocean and they want to go fishing. He goes, I want the fattest fish in the world in a barrel of water with holes in the barrel so the water leaks out, and I want a shotgun. I want to make it as easy as humanly possible to win, right? And so in dentistry, what I found out by accident, totally stumbled in across this just by learning, is that the same 2 dentists could spend $1,000 on advertising, but if this guy's going after dental implant cases, he's going to get restorative, he's going to get and then 1 out of every 5 is going to pop. It's going to be a $40,000, $50,000 case. And it's a great tip of the spear service. And the same thing is, I was talking to Jeff last night about it, like with stem cells, you have that same opportunity because not only can they, because he was talking about the in-home model, like, okay, now I want to send people on the in-home. I'm like, okay, great. Well, now you get, say, a $10,000 case, right? They go in at home. You send the nurse practitioner there, but they never come to your clinic, okay? And I'm like, so then you lose the lifetime value opportunities. Super simple, right? Give them a $300 credit or $500 credit or whatever you feel comfortable with that they could apply to any regenerative medicine services in your office, whether it be your peptides, your supplements, whether it's your next time you want stem cells, whatever it might be for you, and then put an expiration date. And then boom, you're getting people that are like, well, I can't get there because of whatever issues. We're able to service them, get them treatment, get the money, the cash flow coming in. But then we also give them a reason like, hey, bring your sister, bring your husband, bring whomever, and they can experience this treatment as well, at a credit. But it expires. Remember, we told you about that. You don't have to do the treatment by the end of the month, but you got to make a decision and put your deposit in by the end of the month, right? People, and I'm kind of going down to marketing, but without a deadline or a timeline, people never make decisions. Fair? Fair? Good, good, good. Okay, cool. So this is my family. This is my crew. I think what I'm going to do next time I do a pop quiz, I'm going to make a better pop quiz. I'm going to say, like, I continue to have 7 kids, and then one of the questions would be, because I was waiting for one of my children to finally laugh at my jokes, and I kept going. Okay, B, because my wife couldn't get her hands off of me and she wanted to improve the Polish race. Or C, it's because I have 7 wives, which one was it? Or D, all the above, who knows, right? Anyhow, so this is my crew, very athletic family. We're into sports. We're trying to do the best with what genes we have, and unfortunately, my one daughter here, I'll tell you a joke, right? So this is my daughter, Julia. She's 14. Her team is 5th in the country. She's probably top 3 to 5 setters in the country. She's phenomenal. I was a setter in college, but I was always a much better coach. I figured it out like afterwards. I just became a much better coach. So I'll show you a couple screenshots in a second. But her godfather was my college roommate. He's 6'9". So people are like, where'd she get all her height from? I go, her godfather's really tall. And people are like, oh, really? That's great. That's so stupid. And people don't put it together. It's great. My son's playing golf in college. Love this to death. And then this is one of the teams I coach. Right here, if you went down this list, she's at University of Texas right now. She's going to be on our national team here. She's already in the 21U last 3 years national team. Was at Texas, now she's at TCU, and they're all. She's at Louisville, all big time kids. Right here is down us. This is like, the thing I've put 30,000 hours in and don't get paid for it. Love it. But right here is we're in the semifinals of the national championship, surrounded by 400 people, all the biggest college coaches, it's the thing that I could say I'm only good at like 3 things in my whole life. Like one, I think I'm a pretty good dad. I'm pretty good at what we're talking about today, and then I'm a damn good coach. Like those are the 3 things, And I love the Lord, so I'll throw that in there too. So that's 4. Down here is my daughter, Keegan. So I coach multiple teams, so we get after it. Okay, so some of you may have seen this. If you haven't, let's just go through this little exercise, and we'll jump into the content here, okay?
This is a test of selective attention. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the basketball.
Almost done. Keep counting. All right. Scream them out. 16, 15.
Correct answer is 15.
15 passes. High five the person next to you. But did you see the gorilla? I didn't. The first time I did this, I was like, what is he talking about? The gorilla, right? Yeah. So it leads us to the reason I want to share that, start us off, is like in the land of the blind, the one-eyed person is king. Is that, there's things right in front of us that we don't see that if we saw them, it would just change everything. And so this is one of the biggest things that we do with what Scot's doing. What is old is new. The principles that Stephen Covey taught on just the 7 habits of highly effective people are more important now almost than ever before, because having good fundamentals. But if speed of trust is directly correlated to your ability to have cash flow and profit, think about that for a second. And if you step back and you say, well, what if all we did was ask ourselves, how do we build trust faster, more consistently, more predictably? And then the next question, which we'll talk about today, is how do we do it at scale? Like, how do we take your credibility and syndicate it so the same like leverage I have with cash, like one-on-one, I'm able to do that one on thousands. And it always builds on top of itself, right? And so I'm speaking to the choir on this, but I always love bringing this up. This is my favorite story. One of them, I was teaching my daughter about, actually my 14-year-old, okay? We had a really interesting conversation about her journey now that she's on the national stage competing at 14. And I said, I need to get you on a thread with Abby, the girl who's at Texas, because Julia's 14, Abby's now 19. And I said, do you know what a mentor is? And she said, no. And so I had to explain to her the mentors in my life. I have a mentor for everything. I'm still finding mentors. Ron's a new mentor I met last night. You guys are going to fit different relationships and stuff that'll mentor me. I'm trying to get better, right? And I explained to her, over the next 4 to 5 years, you're gonna be going through a lot of things. Like one, you're gonna go to national development team if we're so blessed to have that happen. You're gonna have pressure put on you because now NIL is a different beast than it used to be. You're gonna have to have pressure put on you because now you're gonna have big time schools reaching out to you and it's gonna feel really good, but it's gonna be scary and whatever. I've never had that, right? My school was this dunky little, 3,000 people. I mean, I was lucky to play and God, it was amazing. But I've never walked that path, and it's going to be so different coming from mom or dad. And so I'm going to connect you with Abby. So that's her, it's going to be one of her mentors as she goes through that journey. But this is a great one is Michael Phelps, who we all know. You all know Michael Phelps? Just hands, raise your hands. Good, cool. All right. So winningest swimmer of all time. I think someone actually tied his record yesterday in one of the Winter Olympics. His coach used to always mess with his gear, and he'd poke holes in his goggles so that when he was training, his goggles would fill up. So he had to endure through the discomfort of things not being perfect. And lo and behold, on his record-breaking race, his goggles upon entering the water like broke. And if you watch it, they're like, one of them's up here, one of them's here, but his eyes were filled with water the entire time. And his coach was the one who saw around the corner that had to think about what are all the things that could possibly go wrong. And there's only a few ways to do that. Think about that. One, you could just do it yourself. Yep, it's expensive, takes a really long time. You might not recover from it. The things, you're just repeating mistakes that history has already created. Why deploy insanity into something that you don't need to? Remember, insanity is doing the same thing over and again and it doesn't work. Well, there's already people that have done it the wrong way, and you're doing it again because you're not following a model, right? And so that's the one way, or you can just skip the line, I'll talk about that in a second, and leap to the top, another slide coming up. And so if you don't have, I always like, what Scott did a great job of like, how's your lead flow, like practice audit. I always like looking at when I coach people or I'm around people, I'm like, well, let me ask a question, like, do you have a mentor? Well, what is that? Or do you have somebody helping you navigate this big problem? And if the answer is no, that's a void in your life, right? And it's true in relationships, it's true in a lot of things. Longer conversation on that. So do you have a mentor? Number two, are you trying to are you thinking about your opportunity in a sequential fashion, or are you thinking it from a exponential, zero permission required perspective? Now, where did this come from? So in 1976, Robert Ringer, even though that says Napoleon Hill, ignore that for a second, Robert Ringer wrote this book called Winning Through Intimidation. Phenomenal book. They had to be, what's it called? Thank you. Did you say it, Scott? Yeah. And they renamed his book called Intimidation, To Be or Not to Be. And no one bought it because it's silly. But he created these principles, and he said, he created this thing called the leapfrog theory of success. In fact, I'm writing a book called Leapfrog Theory of Success. Total credit to Robert Ringer. But it is literally everywhere I go, when I speak on this one topic, if you take this one thing away, it can transform all of our lives, because it's something that is just, it never ends, right? And it is this: no one has a moral or an obligation, moral, legal, or otherwise, to work his or her way through the ranks. Every human being possesses an inalienable right to make a unilateral decision to redirect his or her career and begin operating at a higher level at any time he or she alone believes they are ready. So if I always like drawing this out, like, right, it's like, where is all the competition? They're on the ladder, and it's way more crowded at the bottom. So if you're thinking like, I mean, and this is even for the camera or people that aren't even here, it's like, okay, well, I think we just, we'll start the workshop small. We'll just start them small. Like, I mean, I know they're recommending $1,500 ad budget. Let's just do 500. Okay, cool, and you'll invite some family over, and we'll be it nice and whatever, and you'll do it small. And you're gonna work your way into it until you feel good, oh God, and then we'll be successful. That is a guaranteed way to fail, right? Instead, if you go like, well, if Scott's best client could do 3 million, and they did 4 million last month, what does that look like at my scale, like if I was that gorilla in my area, right? Like, I know you're already thinking that way. You were asking questions about that, like, how do I scale this 300, 400 miles around my radius? Well, then the answers came up. They're like, well, we start hiring sales reps after we dial in our first presentation. We get it live within 3 days, which you did. You're having your best month within 3 weeks of joining the program. I mean, are we having him talk right after lunch maybe? Because otherwise I'm gonna give him a microphone right now. But it's like, you wanna demonstrate leapfrog theory of success. They joined the Regen Profits boardroom. Was it literally 3 weeks ago?
In mid-January.
Mid-January. Yeah, so we're like 1 month away, and you said, cool, we're going to execute on Amelie. You changed the close and the presentation. I want to hear from you later as well. They changed something with the RSVP to get 100% attendance, and they filled the room up. They got it done, and then boom, they're having the best time of their life because they moved fast. How fast? Really fast, right? And so those are the choices. And so anytime I bring this area up, the next thing I like to ask you is this: who are you looking for permission from to radically succeed at what you're trying to do? We all have it, right? We're all like, oh, well, what will my peers say? What will the guy down the street say when I start doing workshops? What will my spouse say? What will this guy say? Well, I'm struggling with all these other things. I have this baggage in here of things that I'm struggling with. Who am I to go out and go do this? Well, the reality is no one is ever going to show up to give us permission. They're just not, except your mentor and the people in your tribe, okay? So rock on, right? All innovations happen outside the industries first. That's why you never look at your industry to find what's working, even though you can. Most outliers are in the 1%. They don't walk around at seminars unless they need their ego stroked, but they're too busy doing to be teaching and doing it, right, at a super high level. I had to convince Scott. I was like, look, you have so much collective wisdom here. You're working with the best client in the country. You're like, a little ego boost to Scott, but it's true, which is you might be solely responsible for selling more stem cells in the United States every year with your teams that are out on the ground that you helped innovate and you keep getting better. Why in the world would you ever hide this from good people like yourself who are out there trying to replace themselves in their clinics and practices and firms? Or whatever you're gonna call it. I think I went into that. But you know what I mean? Like, why not? Why wouldn't you? It's like hiding abundance, right? So then you go into the next thing is, who's a Game of Thrones fan? Come on, there's one? Come on, did you get stuck? Where did you get stuck? Which season? When they chopped his head off? I thought he was gonna be the hero of the entire thing. Season 1, head topples off. I was like, what the, man, that's so addicting. If you guys okay, I don't wish the flu on any of you, so I don't wish that. If you're just bored and you can sit for 2 days and watch a whole series, like front to back, Game of Thrones, right? Okay, so here's Game of Thrones in 30 seconds, right? The sisters, they were in the crowd. Their dad's head got chopped off. They all got separated. There's 7 kingdoms, right? Their castle got taken away. They had to fight, kill, lie, steal, do whatever it takes. And then one day, after like 6 seasons, which means you just wasted hundreds of hours of your life, they're back at the castle that they came back to, right? And they're sitting on the wall. Oh, this is so good. They're sitting on the wall. Snow's coming down. They've reclaimed their castle. And the sister says, do you remember what Father used to tell us when we were kids? And she's like, yeah, that's totally the movies, right? She's like, in winter, we must protect ourselves, look after one another. When the snow falls and the white winds blow, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. So good, right? You got the chills yet? You got chills? You excited? You gonna go watch it? I know, okay. Well, I can find a dirty, trashy thing for you guys to watch on Netflix. Give me after lunch in case that's what we're gonna do. We'll just insert this. But anyhow, the question is, I just went you through the 3 questions. I went, do you have a model? Which I'll talk to, do you have a mentor and do you have a tribe, right? If I want to get back into better shape, what's the #1 rule? It's will, right? Just get in the gym where people are at. You're just osmosis is going to help take over, unless you're like the one dude who's just going there to pick up chicks. You know what I'm talking about, Ron? Ron's like, hey, are you using this machine? You know, yeah. Besides that guy, everyone else, like osmosis is going to make you better. When you hear Jeff's story, I want to be better just because I heard the story. When I heard November was like 2.5, 3 million, I was like, damn. And then we're now 2 months later, 4 million. The question is, what would it take to get to 10 million, right? And so, I mean, it's just amazing, right? Okay, we've never been in a better time. So let me fly through this. Gary V's already been talking about this for years. But for every 1 minute of content that you put out that is consumed, it saves you 30 minutes to 60 minutes, maybe hundreds of hours, okay? And I'm gonna teach you how to syndicate it. So it's not about just putting content out so that people that know you like go, oh, you look so good on video, Jeff. Like that's not what we're talking about. We're looking for tens of thousands of views. And you, your team, or intake have to take 3 to 10 minutes explaining and answering questions. I'll reread that again. For every 1 minute of content not watched, oh, I'm just reversing it. So every time somebody walks into your practice and they do not know you, they have not been educated, they, like even if I don't know Jeff and I've done a little bit of research on stem cells, I'm going to put up a guard prior to walking in. Jeff said it perfectly last night. He's like, man, I saw the interview with you and Scott. I was like, dang, I gotta figure out what these guys are up to. He didn't realize that interview is a disguised sales video. It was structured properly to be a sales video that was designed to get guys like him here, to give me their credit cards so that I can leave here at lunch and go shopping, right? Yeah. No, but that's what it is. So this is what it looks like really quick. So building your authority, trust, and ecosystem. If you're currently a boardroom member or mastermind member, and we have not done this yet with me, because that's one of the bonuses we give you. I charge $15,000 to do that, but when you're a Regen Profits member, you get it as a gift. Brian did it yesterday. Brian came in terrified, wondering like if he was gonna screw the whole thing up. And then 30 minutes later, he felt amazing. He's like, that was super easy. It's like, yes, I know. That's what we do here. So you want the assets. The reason why you begin with the asset, the interview, is because it then turns into 20, 30, 40 assets. That's why we do it interview style. What I've also found, I may be jumping ahead a little bit, and that's okay because of time's sake, but it's like, what I've also found is that there's like two massive trends happening. YouTube, this is worth noting. YouTube is now a television station, right? People perceive YouTube to be the same as, even better, I would even say, than like, you remember when we were all kids, like, oh, there's 3 stations plus like channel 50 or 2, 5, 7, 9, and sometimes 32, right? My kids, like YouTube is a television station, but it's also a conversion engine. I work a lot with personal injury attorneys. They spend $200 to get a click. So crazy. But 97% of the clicks, I can tell you this. If all they did was invest time in, this is my sideways saying it's the same thing for you, invest time in making a wall of education on your YouTube channel, when people click stem cell provider near me, they're gonna see providers in maps and in local search ads and all that stuff. But if they're in research mode, guess what they do? They hop over to YouTube, and they're now looking for stuff. And if you're the only one that has 3-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute, 30-minute education pieces, clips from your workshop on your YouTube channel, you are the only one, the logical choice, the best. He or she must be the one that we go to because she is delivering value. They don't care, oh, like, is she great at doing the open palm, this thing? I mean, this is advanced. Scott did it. It was very good, actually. The rule I always met on that was like small rooms where it's trying to be nice and like warm, open palm until you get to the close. Big audiences, you're always talking like this. Unless you're not, because you might ask a question. But anyhow, so this is really important because it sets up everything else you're gonna do, right? I'm gonna move quicker on this. You wanna be Michael Jordan? Yes, he won NASCAR, good for him. Let's move on. Okay, so brainwashing's real, but you can control the positive brainwashing we want, right? Can you believe this? They actually had us convinced that smoking was good, right? I had a lady, 67 years old, in the thing yesterday down at the bar. She might still be there. Tell me how she quit smoking like 3 days ago. And she's like, so I'm just gonna drink all day. I was like, that's great. I had my headphones in. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, the Lord said you can listen to her. So I took my headphones out. I was like, oh my gosh, the last thing I need is to be talking to this lady, tell me how she's quitting smoking. I was like, just be patient, Ed, let's go. Anyhow, so she must have been like, well, Jack Nicholson and Bob Hope, they all did this, right? So we can smoke as well. My mom did that. Now this is great. Sugar can be willpower. You need to undereat. Are you making your children pay for your weight problem? Give them sugar. I mean, isn't this crazy? Isn't this crazy? But people will believe anything if you frame it properly, right? So our system's really simple. Who's our dream client? Pick one for now. What I always like to say to you is this. Before you do video, before you do anything, imagine your favorite patient. Just your favorite person. They're sitting there. You're helping them. That's who we're talking to all the time, right? It makes it so easy, right? Because especially you guys, if you're going to be helping the doctor or helping the team create content ongoing, be like, even if we do all this stuff, there's still stuff that comes up like, oh, great question was asked today. Can we just shoot a quick little video on that? Yeah, you can work together on it. It'd be great. What is the core action? This is how propaganda works. What's the core action that we want them to do? I'm going to give you guys the slides so you you can enjoy. But the biggest thing here is this, right here, everybody. What is the 1 to 3 belief systems they must have to choose us, okay? I'll go through them right now. Number 1, they have to believe that stem cells or whatever treatment you are offering, they have to believe it's going to actually be a solution to their problem. That's number 1. So that's first off, right? Number 2 is they have to believe that, there's a couple things there, that they have to believe stem cells work. They have to believe that they actually work for other people, specifically to their solution. And what they really want to know is, will it work for me, right? So that's the internal belief systems. Are we covering that? If I went to your YouTube channel and your Facebook right now, would I be able to get 3 to 5 videos or one video that makes me confident that stem cells will work, they've worked for other people, and they will work for you specifically for your problem? I realize they help Chase's knee pain, but I have shoulder pain. So am I addressing that? Do I have that? Most people, the answer is no, so there's no judgment here at all. And then the other belief system is that I'm in the right space. I'm in the right place, okay? The reason why I highly encourage you to get the workshop on your calendar as quickly as humanly possible is because it gives you the ability to now go beyond your practice walls, number 1, and you're going to reach people that would never come into your office, right? There's different types of buyers. In sports, there's people that play volleyball and could be strong, could be whatever, but you put them in a basketball scrum, they hate it. Can you tell me why that might be? It's a personality reason. Because that they like the net there. They don't have to touch people. Basketball, you got to get physical and touch people. Sometimes people just can't stand that. Same thing is true like that. I can't stand, personally, booking a strategy call to get on with somebody because I want to know that I'm already going to buy before I even get on the call with them. Like if you get me on a sales call, I'm 99.9% buying already. So I try to get all my information apart. That's my style. Same thing is true about your clinic. I don't want to go in and just kind of like see if this is a right fit for me. I want to know that this person is the right fit for me. So that's where it's kind of, it's like bombing, I can't stand using this analogy because I'm not good at it, but it's like why do we bomb before we send in our troops? Well, it's softening and making the opportunity for them to come in without any resistance. That's exactly what we're doing with all this kind of stuff, okay? What problems are they seeking to answer today? What are the objections? And we have a unique process to that. Why are we different? Okay, very, very simple. A question I would ask you in an interview is like, okay, so let's say it's just, let's see, I'm gonna pick on Brian. But like one thing would be like, well, why is your, I mean, this is an objection. A lot of people are doing regenerative medicine and stem cells nowadays. So why, if there are multiple clinics in your area, why should they choose your practice? Okay? Now, you may be thinking, I don't really know, Ed. I mean, honestly, I don't know what, I mean, we all do red light therapy, we all do this now, we're doing peptides, we all do the same stuff. Yeah, but guess what? The population doesn't know that. And be like, well, we have this, so let me give you an answer, right? What's your name again? Juliet. Dr. Juliet? Yeah, so I can't see that far, sorry. But it's like, if Dr. Juliet was like, that's a great question. We love answering that question. Well, first, at our clinic, like one of the first things we do is, do you guys do red light therapy at all? Okay, we'll do them. We got to pretend like we are. Okay, what is one, well, tell me one thing that's unique about your clinic, but your competitors might also do it as well. Just something simple.
Very great listener.
Oh, you're a good listener.
Good listener, and also we get things done like same day.
Oh, you get it done quickly. Okay, so what's great about our clinic is we have the ability of when people come in, if they decide to, like our patients are always in charge, right? Like they're always in charge. They get to make decisions on what they want to do in the timeline and everything like that. But if they're ready to get moving today and get relief as fast as humanly possible, they can get started literally today. And we take pride in that. Let me tell you a quick story. So Jack, he's 75 years old, came into our clinic, And he was suffering with two things, knee pain, and he was having trouble sleeping because of his shoulders. The doctor had told him that his only options were surgery, right? And he was done getting cortisone shots because those only continue to make his knee worse and worse and kind of mask the pain. It's like what we call putting your hand on a burner. Does that make sense? Totally, right? And so what we were able to do with Jack, he was able to get treatment that day. He paid in cash. Saw him 3 weeks later. Him and his wife came in. He said he felt like a new person. And so that's what's amazing about our practice. So I just gave you a story. So we took something super simple, looped it in right into a case study. 75 years old, was picked on purpose. He was a man. Now, if I was going to layer into another story, I would say, and then we had Judy. Judy came in. She's 51. She was in a car accident, and then tell us another story. And then all of a sudden, you're different. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. We're going to work on a couple other things on that. But that's our unique process, and I'm going to keep moving here. Okay, why becoming famous is important. It has been shown that the more known you are, the more visible you are, the money just goes to that. It just trend lines to that. And I'm not talking about just spending silly money and doing the branding but the more you are like an author, you're on TV, you're doing different things, people think you're really good at what you do. And how many of you would, if you watched Golden Globes or any of these other things or any of these music award shows, like they're winning awards, and when you listen to it, you're like, that's awful, right? Well, I do anyhow. But can you tell me who these people are right here? Shout it out.
Larry King.
Larry King.
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford. Tony Robbins. Okay, cool. Yeah, you just, little interaction. So what do they all have in common? They all have in common that they were on infomercials. Okay? And so the other commonality was Fran Tarkenton interviewing Tony Robbins, Valerie Bertinelli. Why is she interviewing Cindy? Yeah, it's similar to the best ideal prospect, right? And then Larry King, the mouth, the authority, he's transferring his authority over to the fish oil guys, okay? So my question was, if the hardest medium on the planet, which are infomercials, because people can turn the click any second, if they are using interviews as the model to sell, then why aren't we? Isn't that a great thought? Like it's like they have to keep the attention. Every second matters, and so that's it. And so the conclusion that I came into when I started helping clients with this was the reason is because people want to watch content and be educated and entertained versus being sold. Now I do believe people like to be sold stuff they like to buy. I do believe that. But if they feel like they're being sold and sold and sold, and it's just a pitch and there's no engagement, right? So that's one of the big things there. And then the other trend here is, with social media on the rise, the personal branding's on the rise, right? Mr. Beast is now worth $10 billion. Logan Paul has got $1 billion bad energy drink. Is this any good, Prime? Honestly, I have no idea. I tried it one time. It's awful. It's like, send you right to the, it's worse than Mountain Dew. You know what I mean? I used to have a dentist. His name was Dr. Schumann. He'd say, do the do, you pay the shoe, because it just rotted out your teeth. And then Kylie Jenner, man. The Jenners have it going both ways. Like, right? She becomes a billionaire at the age of 20. Her sister sets up another skin cream to become a billionaire. It's like they're becoming competitors. Why? Because if people are buying skin cream, they're going to go buy the other ones. Oh, do you like this? That I ought to buy? Well, I don't know. And then, anyhow, I have jokes that are in my head. I'm not going to say it out loud. So we want to systematize the whole thing, right? So here's our formula, very specifically. When we run ads, we target one market with pain, okay? That's why our ads work versus what your agencies are doing, okay? And then we have one proven message, which we bring into it, we send them to the workshop. Like I'm going backwards to bring you full forward, right? And then trust is created before the patient walks in the door because, like, here's an example. This was one of my dental clients sent me this, like, hey, dude, just started with us, and he's using the interview model, which I'm going to show you in a sec, which I'm showing you right now. Dude's doing $24K, paid $12K up front, And, you know, like this is very low budget. So this is Dr. Keenan. We had like a $15 a day budget. No, you're just gonna spend more than that. Trust me on that. But this is what I mean is like this video, which was answering how expensive are dental implants. So I challenge you to have a video, how expensive are stem cells? And then what we do is, if you're doing the interview, this is how you phrase it. I would ask you, or you can have a team member ask you, let's see here. Let me see, is Dr. Max, you don't have to answer a thing. I'm just going to do it for role playing. It's like, hey, okay, so Dr. Max, like when I think of stem cells, I think expensive. I understand that insurance doesn't cover it. So what did I just do there? I helped you guys filter out people that are looking to ask that question. So we just got rid of people that aren't qualified, that are looking for insurance to do it. I realize that insurance doesn't cover it. But if I'm out there watching this right now, I'd probably wonder like, okay, so what is the range of expenses and investments I'd have to make, whether it's me paying cash or patient financing? How do you guys help people find the money to get the best treatment and alternative for them? Now, most patients don't even know how to ask that question, right? They usually just say, well, what's the cost? And so then you're pissed because you got price-driven patients, right? But really, whose fault is it? Is it their fault for being price-driven, or is it our fault for not educating them? Because I always like to ask the question, when did a college ever have a course that said how to choose the best stem cell patient provider? And somebody went through it. No, never. So when people have nothing to compare anything on, they will always go to what? What?
Money.
Price. Yeah, money, price. They're going to ask a cost-driven question, not because they're cheap, but it's because they don't know what else to say, right? And that's why you get people that are like, well, what's the cost of that? And you're like, man, that person's ridiculous. And you start making judgments, or we do. It's very easy to do that. So you run an ad like this thing converted like gangbusters. He was getting leads for $8 per lead on Facebook. So think about this. We run traffic to your workshop. You build this massive invisible list. Who here knows what retargeting is? Yeah, you guys are pretty smart. All retargeting is that when someone engages with your website, your Facebook page, Instagram page, we can now run ads like this as video views. That's how you start becoming micro famous, okay? Because now this pile of people that expressed interest because what? They have a what? They have a pain. So we're not doing wasteful branding. We're doing highly targeted things that at the top of the funnel, tip of the spear, we are attracting people interested in what we're doing. That's it. And then all this other stuff now will start making more sense to you, okay? When you do this, I promise you, you build this into a system, you will be over here as all these guys over here are still fighting over like they're going to be seen as a commodity. They're going to be wondering where their next leads are coming from. They're going to be bitching about the things. They're going to go to another seminar next week, and then they're going to go to another seminar the week after that. They're going to spend 30 hours a week on AI, and they're going to wonder why their practice is not growing when all you got to do is follow Dr. Scott's 4 steps. You know, set up a timeline, target a market, run the ads, generate the leads, and now you build out propaganda. Okay, I'm going to keep moving here. So these are examples of the ads. Have any of you guys seen this before? Okay, some of you have. Yeah, you know, it's interesting how like our assumption would be that you've already all seen that, especially the guys who are already enrolled in the. Let me just walk through it real quick. So this is a classic example of what our dinner seminar ads might look like. Okay, now if you get better and better at like being on camera, and I'll show you a couple examples in a minute. It is totally cool for us to be like, hey, it's Dr. Jeff again. Hey, we're going to be down at the Texas T-Bone next week, Monday and Tuesday, running our rejuvenation dinner. So if you're someone who has any of these issues, blah, 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 and you're wondering if there's an alternative surgery, we'd love to see you. It's absolutely free. We cover everything. Just click on the link below and fill out a quick form. We'll see you there. Well, like something similar like that. Like that'll bring in more high quality people. But then again, this works like gangbusters. These ads work. This is what we're running in all these locations, okay? Now, Scott, did you cover it all, what happens after they click that ad, just so I can explain it in 30 seconds?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so what they'll do is they'll sign up directly through Facebook, like as a Facebook lead. They'll answer a handful of questions that qualifies them, and then when Scott covers a little bit about how we get people to show up, you disqualify people. Like, it's part of the job. You don't want people that can't afford it, don't want to be, they don't know what they're doing. They're just signed up for T-bone steaks. We don't want them there, okay? And so anyhow, these are the types of costs per lead you have, right? You have 15 bucks a lead, 38 bucks a lead, 18 bucks a lead. Now, this is a little exercise I wanted to do with you guys before we go to lunch. I will ask some questions I've asked before, so forgive me for being repetitive, but consistency is how mastery is created, and I just want to make sure you understand the full opportunity that's sitting in front of you and what the investment options are. We were on a call with a guy. Actually, I'm going to skip that real quick. So let me ask a question. So just shout it out. Awfully close to the speaker. Let me move it here. I will come forth. So I just shouted out, like, what is my average treatment value of a patient? Now, you can talk amongst yourself if you like with any of your team members, but like if you have to figure that out there. But what would be like an average range of the value of a patient if I sent them to your practice?
8,500.
8,500? Can I get 10,000? 10,000? Okay, cool. What'd you say, brother? Well, yeah, stem cell. We're going to keep it in our, they came to our workshop. Oh, that's a great distinction. Ask that question again, Matt.
What type of patient are we talking about? Joint pain, neuropathy?
Yeah. So we're kind of putting them into a bucket, but this is a good distinction. Like if we had more time, right, I would say, like, here's my joint pain. Here's my neuropathy. Actually, it's a great question because when you actually map out then like the time to treat, divide that by the number of hours you're spending per patient, you start having a different hour per dollar per patient, right? I mean, now we're getting a little more granular than I expected, but this is actually really, actually dollar per hour per patient, okay? That changes. And in fact, for the camera and for everybody in here, so that's a great point. It's like, well, wait, I've always just done neuropathy. That's why I keep doing it. I'd ask you to like back up and ask yourself a new question, which is if I applied the leapfrog theory of success and I took innovation from outside my own category and I acted like Dr. Scott did when he replaced himself and he treated himself more as like a hospital setup versus a practitioner setup, now ask yourself that question again. Like, would you even be treating neuropathy like you used to? Or would you start shifting over into like, well, we do both. Or I don't see patients anymore, so it doesn't matter, but I can move a higher profit per patient with my joint pain or shoulders. Or I know shoulders are joints. I'm a little slow. It's okay. We're all good. So that's great. Okay, so let's just say it's, I'm going to throw in here 8,500 for the heck of it. Are we cool with that, guys? Okay. Now, I always like to ask, I always defer this to Scott because but I'll just throw it in there. How much profit or contribution right here to overhead comes after you take the COGS out of this, like the cost of goods sold on this, out of an $8,500 patient? What would be the contribution to overhead? What's that?
40%.
About 40%? Is that high, low? Is that good? Okay. So we're looking at, I'm going to pretend like this. Someone do quick math for me, please. 40%, we're at like what, 3,500 bucks? Thank you, 3,200 bucks. Okay, cool. So that is right there, driven there, right? And the more of this we get coming in equals what? more profit. We're able to start churning. We want to scale. That is what we want to scale. Am I accurate? People that are smarter than me? Great. Okay, cool. So now here's the question you got to ask yourself. If it's costing me, on average, I think the average of this, 28 leads, 24 leads at 18, 15. I think the average cost per lead, let's just say it was $22. If my cost per lead was 22 bucks, how many leads can I generate to like break even on one patient? Right? A lot. I mean, I think you can get 100, you're at 2,200, so 120. Can we, if we're targeting very, very specifically in our area, all you need is one patient to fill up 2 seminars, right? You can't fail at this. I mean, you just can't. The only, like if you just said, I'm gonna remove my judgment on myself, like my own limitations, and I'm just going to turn this into a psychology, which is the propaganda, the targeting, the marketing, and a math equation. And all of a sudden, one patient pays for 2 seminars, because Scott recommends your starting budget is what, $1,500, $1,200 per to fill up your first dinner. And then if you actually add the dinners into this, you're talking about 1 seminar, 1 patient. You can suck at this for 90 days. It really can, and it's just, the dinners pay for itself. It all starts paying for yourself, but then you apply like a real business owner's mindset. And you ask yourself, well, what else will they buy? And then the next question you should ask, what is our referral ratio? And now, if I could turn this into 30%, and I could turn the average patient ongoing as $1,200 more bucks, which is so easy to do nowadays. I mean, all you got to do is ask them about their hormones. How you been feeling? You've been tired at all? You a little fatigued? Yeah, you know, probably got to check out your hormones. Oh, I know what that is. And you guys all think like, well, everybody knows that like testosterone and estrogen, whatever, all your things help people. You know that because that's what you live on a daily basis. I am telling you this, the general population still, despite the fact that you're listening to the podcast, you're watching YouTube, the general population is still so far behind where we were even 5 or 6 years ago when it comes to hormone replacement therapy, anything to do with peptides. I mean, I still think, and all you got to do is get 1 or 2 people on a $300, $500 a month ongoing supplements or whatever, and all of a sudden your average patient is now worth no longer $8,500 but $12,500, and now you're talking about 85% of that is contribution margin. That's where we just get mind-blowing, like holy crap, we wake up in 6 months and all of a sudden your passive income has just jumped. The workshops are just the tip of the spear, okay? So that's how we work this. This is a different way of thinking. Is this good, Scott? I mean, is this exactly? This is a different way of thinking. This is why we talk about a system. Now, a lot of times you have the option, what time do we got? So I know.
You got 20 minutes.
Got 20 minutes, right? So let's just, I'm going to pause because I've been talking a lot. I could teach this stuff all day long. What I want to do is, I just want to do a little popcorn. I'm going to put us all on the spot. Popcorn is, it just bounces around a little bit. Like, what is one way that you have increased the lifetime value of a patient in your existing clinic? Just give me an idea or two. Cross-sell. Okay. Do you have are you doing an audio or? I just want to, I thought you were grabbing.
Low power.
Oh man, low power, baby. Let's go. Does this thing work, Maggie or Scott? We just make sure that we walk around. I just want to make sure guys are on. No, can you give it to Will? Will's over here, but no, I know, okay.
Check, check, check.
Putting you on the spot, Will. Man, you're like, I didn't want to talk to anybody today, and I just like.
Cross-sell.
So what is your favorite thing to cross-sell, or anything you've done that's been just working like gangbusters?
So if somebody has knee pain, does regenerative medicine, we do weight loss.
100%, right? And what kind of packages do you like selling on the weight loss side of things?
Red light therapy and supplementation.
And supplementation? Awesome. What's your average patient spending per month who says yes to your supplementation packages?
Well, you mean like through financing?
No, like if they go into supplementation, are they going on a monthly continuity or are you just selling like one bundle?
Well, we give them options. We'll do like, you can do a pay in full package for
Yeah.
6 months or 12 months. But if they're going to do month to month, typically $500 a month.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we're like, this is where like the mastermind and kind of pulling out the numbers. It'd be really interesting to go back and like get the real data on that. Because you could be like, man, we might be able to just like increase our net profit by X dollar by doing, you know, like these small improvements, 20% more say yes. And we just get better at that internally. You know, you add the bounce back now to the supplementation packages, because all you got to do is get people moving. Once people get moving, it's so much easier. Okay, give me 2 snaps for Will. Yeah. You're adults. Come on, it's okay. We're good, man. This is what they do. This is how we got to think. Got to be alive. Got to be alert. Got to be enthusiastic in life. Otherwise, no one wants to be around you. Okay, so who else wants to share something you've done inside your practice, clinic, firm, whatever that you has increased the lifetime value? Cool. Brian? Oh, thanks, Will. Appreciate it. Who are you and where are you from?
Brian Roadhouse, Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of the top 5 worst places to live for allergies. So
I thought he was just going to say one of the top 5 worst places to live.
Every year it's on the television. They talk about that. So I had patients that were asking me, "Hey, can you get me into someone to do allergies?" And there was like a 6-month to year wait. So we opened up an allergy clinic. And so we have them. And then those people need stem cells. And then we opened up a weight loss clinic. And our average is $18.95. We do a 4-month program, supplementation.
Yeah.
We follow them for a whole year.
Yeah, I love it.
And they need stem cells.
And they need
And they need allergies.
There you go. 2 snaps for Brian. Let's go. All right. Cool. What else we got? Doesn't have to be in a clinic because I already know you got $1 million there, Ron. Is there anything else? Going once? Going twice? I mean, even my platinum guys, you guys got a lot of bright ways to help and grow businesses, right? Do you have one?
IV strategies.
Do you want?
Wellness and longevity.
All right, let's get after it, buddy.
Yeah, I'm Bryant, Will Platinum. But my most successful clients, they'll pick up IV strategies to maintain client payments monthly. So just aiming at longevity, wellness, nothing condition focused, but just for the overall cellular rejuvenation benefit for their patients.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, exosomes, growth factor products, and then you can pair those with other IV supplements, glutathione, Myers cocktail, catch them at flu season, just quarterly maintenance for the body.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. 2 snaps. Now, let me give you one more. You could turn the power off and we'll go. Jeff, I'm gonna actually, Scott, do you mind if we have, before we head to lunch, just so people can interact with Jeff at lunch about his story? I'm gonna ask him to share in just a second, because I could do some of the rest of this later. I think I don't want to content dump too much. But what we found, like especially like in dentistry, what we found was like if we just got every office on a holiday calendar, and we just rotated the offers, like it's just so stupid, like stupid simple. Like people are like, well, what should I do then? We've already done the $30 credit. All right, well then do $50 credit and just put a different like service that they can put it towards, and it expires by, you know, I know we just passed Valentine's Day, but like it's your like, hey, get your skin glowing, get your whatever, look amazing for your partner this Valentine's Day. We put $200 credit towards it, and then whatever the dollar amount you're going to give, it's just got to be a small, like it's just got to feel good. And then after Valentine's Day, what are we already coming up to? We got St. Patty's Day, right? You had Mardi Gras. You just take all these silly things. There's like 100 and something different holidays every year, and we're just sending stuff out. People like to buy, okay? And the mistake is on email is hiring these content agencies that just produce AI-driven emails that you think you're doing a good. Don't do that. Create more. Spend your time, if you're going to create content, spend your time creating YouTube videos that you can repurpose on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Why would we put it on LinkedIn? 100% for referral services or reasons, not necessarily for patient attraction stuff. Does that make sense? Okay, the long-term trust and authority asset, propaganda machine, flywheel you must build. So I'll cover the last pieces of this later today. Is that cool with you guys? Has this been valuable? Pretty good, good time together. Okay, cool. So before we break for lunch, what I thought would be really awesome, and Scott, you're welcome to come up here as well. I'd like to just kind of highlight what Jeff and Chase did in the last, do you guys mind standing actually, just so we can get you on camera? Let's give it up for these good-looking young men. All right, all right, all right. So we just met last night, and when I heard what they did, I was like, man, we got to tell everybody this. It's inspiring, it's encouraging. And Scott, do you have a microphone, dude? Brad, do you still have that microphone, or? Oh, okay. That's okay. Why don't we just do this? And then, Scott, you could just chime in. I could repeat what I was saying. So they just joined in mid-Feb. And just tell who you are, where you're from, and then just kind of like what'd you do? Like, just unload on everybody.
Yeah, my name is Jeff Rabarczyk, and
Cash Rabarczyk.
And we're from Arizona. And we happened to stumble across these guys' interview, as Ed mentioned, and I thought, wow, we got to figure out what these guys are doing. And I'd heard about them from Matt and the guys at Platinum. And so I talked to Maggie on the phone, I think it was mid-January, and I just said, how do we get these videos? How do we start right away? She goes, we were going to come to the seminar, but I didn't want to wait till now. So we got into the videos, started plowing through them.
Well, what did she tell you?
She said, join up right now. She asked, she goes, what's your credit card number? I think is what she said exactly. Yeah. And then it was, if you give me your credit card number, you can start today, is what she said. Yeah. Yeah. So I started today, or we started today. And I think we just started pounding through videos, Cash and I both. And he said something to me, he goes, hey, Dr. Scott, so we changed 3 things. He says, Dr. Scott says you got to go meet everybody before the seminar. I'm like, all right. So I just went around meeting everybody. And then we also did, we just changed a couple more things. We did something so simple as confirming for food. I mean, that just absolutely skyrocketed our number of shows. And then we changed
Can you explain that a little bit? Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what that means is when we would do the confirmation calls to have them come, we took their food order. And before we were just doing, like, hey, we're just trying to get a head count, blah, blah, blah. And we'd get, what do you think, 40%, 50% there? And then we were 100% at the last one, 90% at the one before. And so that was a big change. And then we changed the close. At the end of the seminar, we used Scott's close, Dr. Scott's close, almost verbatim. And it was just so much smoother. And I've been doing this for 35 years. We've been doing workshops for 20 years, but we're coming off of our best month by far. And we're only 18 days in, so we're already smoked our best month, and we're not even there today, so thank you for that.
Woohoo.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have any follow-up questions?
No, I mean, it's just, it's really fun when you have guys like Jeff and Cash that take your stuff and use it. Because I've had plenty of people that they've seen that close, they've seen how to confirm people, and they just don't implement it, and it's so simple. And again, it's like I said before, focus on the things that matter and get those done. Who cares about everything else? Like, make sure you're doing the things that are going to get people to show up, they're going to get them to sign up to come in, and get them excited about doing stem cell. So, great job, guys.
What was great, too, Scott, is she talked to you, and you sent us 3 things to focus on, and we were going to change the entire seminar right away, and Maggie said, she goes, no, Dr. Scott said change just the close for now.
Yep.
So I can't wait till we change everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I really do with everybody is just try to help you focus. Because you're going to be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'm like, nope, nope, nope. The close. Focus on the close. That's the thing that when you do a presentation, they're going to show up in your office if you do that. So do that. And that's all I want you to do. Learn it verbatim, right? Don't change it. Because my close, I stole from somebody else. And I didn't change anything. Well, it was from Dan Kennedy, and he was basically selling people to buy sales stuff and business stuff. And I'm like, I could use that for stem cell. And I just switched it to stem cell, but understood every concept of every line that he was saying and why he was saying it. And then I realized I can't cut any of this out because this does this, this does this, this does this. And you get to the end and they're like, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, stay right there. I'm gonna break this down a little
you
bit.
go.
Okay, so again, if we're gonna run this like a boardroom, right? If we're just, there's no judgment, it's just objective statistics. Now you go like, okay, cool, well, let's break it down, right? And then you guys don't have to be perfect on these numbers at all. But I wanna show you guys the improvement. Can you guys see this, by the way? Okay, you just wanna make sure he's on them and you're on me? Okay, cool. Great, thank you. So how much did you spend to get people at the event? Estimates are fine.
It's about $5,000.
5K. These guys are getting after it. 5K. Are you doing direct mail, you said? Yeah. So you're not even doing this yet. Oh God, this will be interesting to see when they start. It's good. They both work. Do you know how many registered?
For our last one, we had 30.
The one this month, right?
Yeah.
And you said your attendance from registration to attendees, your attendance was how many?
For the last one, it was 100%.
Okay, so
all
am I
30.
doing 30?
Yeah, registration was a little bit more people that,
That responded?
yes,
Okay?
yes.
So 30, but your normal would be 40% of that. Do you guys see like the gap that just occurred? Like they just added a couple $1 million to their business this year purely because of this one fix, because 40% is what? I'm gonna say 12 to 13. So they had 16 to 17 or 18 extra qualified buyers in the room by following the system. Like that is where the game changes. That's where like the mentor you can see around the corner is so vital. And then do you know how many paid bookings registered, or am I asking too? I didn't prep these guys at all. This is great.
How many scheduled to come in
Yeah.
the office? About
Schedule.
11 or 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
11 or 12. Okay. Did we have any yeses yet?
About 10 so far.
Oh, damn. I mean, so let's just say hypothetically, this is all hypothetical. I'm not going to go much further. Let's say do you know what the revenue put on that is yet or no?
About $8,000 per, 8,500.
Okay, great. So we're right on the number, right? So that is $3,500 times 10 contribution overhead. That's an extra $35,000 off of a 5K spend. Okay? Who in here would do that math all day long? Okay. Seriously, you got the heads, right? You tracking me on this? Because grab me at lunch if you're not tracking me on this. Let's give it up for these guys. What were you going to say?
Actually, when you guys were doing the 3,500, we thought that was an overhead number. Our profit is about 60%. So that's not our.
Oh, so I asked the question backwards. I was waiting for somebody to
Yeah.
interrupt me. Okay, cool. Thank you. So this is, holy buckets of sand. So 60%. Help me out, guys. Like this is on the spot. I mean, usually I'm really good at math. All right. Infinity and beyond. 4,300 profit. Okay, boom. Pretty good. Let's just hypothetically say it's good. And that does not include what? Referral ratio? How many of you guys are measuring referral ratio from this? No, nobody is, right? I mean, we could double your business just by increasing this. Because a third, if you can get a 30% referral ratio, and then those patients come in, and you get a 30% referral ratio from the referrals, within a year, you're compounding your referral ratio, and then we add our lifetime value. This $5,000 ad spend is not $5,000 ad spend. It is just a small little investment that starts to get the flywheel rolling.
Something you're forgetting too is that $5,000 ad spend was 2 nights. So double that because it was 30 each night.
Well, so this is, okay, it was just times 2, everybody. We're done doing math before. But this is amazing. Like this is the point. One patient pays for your flywheel. What if you want to sell your practice in 3 years and you just took this thing of like, who cares if I even make any money on this for the first 6 months, but I just got the flywheel rolling. So now you have continuity income with all the extra services in the back end. You have high paying cash. It's a system. You now hire sales reps. You're now going around the entire city. You're drinking tequila on the beach while everybody's selling for you, you know, and then, or if you're not doing that, you're doing something else. We got to think of better. Maybe you're watching volleyball on channel or whatever. All right, let's give it up for these guys. Let's go. Let's go. Why don't you stay up here? Scott, we'll just let everybody out, man. Yeah, this has been great. We are going to be back at what time, just so I know?
So we are actually taking everyone to lunch. It is right across the river. If you were at the happy hour, it's the same spot as last night. You can walk over with us, or you can meet us over there. We've got a large table. It is outside in the shade, just to the right of the front door.
So is it Jackson's or American Social?
What's the name of the place?
Is it Jackson's? So
okay.
Look up Jackson's. It's literally, right across the river.
Address is in your email and or text.
I think we should give it up for Maggie.
Yeah, give it up for Maggie for putting this all together, you guys. Woo!
If it wasn't for Maggie, me and Scott would be at the wrong hotel talking to the wrong. There'd be a bunch of like heart surgeons over there being like, why are they talking about propaganda? What are we doing here? The last thing, okay, here's a little bit of homework, right? So just having been around so many seminars, it's so easy to just not talk to people. And like you could either play full out and like engage and do and whatever, or it's like, man, I got stuff back home. I'd challenge you to like try and disconnect to the best of your capacity. I understand there's things you got to check on, totally get that. So one thing, here's 2 questions that could lead it, and it could be totally like kind of silly, but it's like, hey, what's one thing you're excited about inside your practice or that you're doing? Like what's one thing that excites you? And if you don't have an answer for that, that means we got to get something that excites you. And number 2, what's one great thing you look at you're hoping to implement from Scott's system or so far today? Is that fair?
Yeah, do that. And okay, we have 3 minutes before noon.
Okay.
Well, 2 people say, what was your biggest takeaway this morning? Did anyone have something where they're like, oh my gosh, if I just do that? Does anyone want to speak up, say something? Jim.
I love closing on the food order,
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yep. I mean, look at that. Just that one thing. You double the amount of people that show up. Like, that right there changes the game, right? So, Dr. Sikora. Yeah.
If I want to do it in seminars in my office and not have the food, is that going to be an issue, do you think, or do you think I should stick to your system and do the rest of it?
So, I mean,
Let's answer that after lunch. I think it's a great question.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just answer that afterwards.
Maggie,
because
will you
this
write
is-
that
we're trying
down to
go
ask,
popcorn.
answer?
That's an awesome one.
Should we do it in the office or dinner?
Because it might be a little bit longer of a, it's a great question. Yeah. Okay, we need one more takeaway from the morning.
One more, who's got it?
And that's 80 kids.
Unreal.
I mean, I got a lot of things. Just reviewing here, it's like while you're talking and saying like, just to be open mind, telling people you have to be like just be open mind to information. I think that's truly open.
Yes. Yeah, so many of us, it's our belief system. It's, I talk about going to the seminar and getting into their belief system and values, right? But how many times do we do that and sabotage our own business by having a closed off mind? That won't work. I've heard that doesn't work. That guy tried it, it didn't work. Blah, 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 blah. We have all this baggage in the back of our mind telling ourselves why stuff's not gonna work. Like, no, just listen to it. If it worked for them, how do I do this? How do I implement it? So on that, thank you. We're gonna go to lunch, but guys, like I was gonna say, I'll introduce my buddy Raj Gupta over here. Raj is an amazing chiropractor. He had an amazing practice in New Jersey. He switched it over now to something really cool. But his office was so cool, we called it the Raj Mahal. I mean, a gym, chiropractic, integrative medicine, everything. It's beautiful. But now he's doing functional medicine online. He's got a group of over 25,000 people on Facebook. And this guy's changing people's lives, reversing diabetes, doing some cool stuff. So if you have questions about functional medicine, that type of thing, Raj is here, but I just wanted Raj to be here, and he's helping some of our docs like implement some of that stuff and understand lab work and all that. But thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you being here.